Some time ago, I spoke on another platform about how to beat the mental game of trading. That video unexpectedly blew up. Hundreds of thousands of traders watched it. But what surprised me wasn't even the views, it was the comment, like this one, and then that one, and then this comment as well. And I was like, wait, traders are actually finally waking up. It's like now they understand, listen, there is no holy grail strategy in this world. Every strategy works depending on the mindset behind it. And so they want deeper understanding now. And that is why I want to go deeper in this video so that I can simplify what trading psychology actually really means and how you can embark on this journey. By the way, my name is Cheqona, a retail trader psychologist with 13 plus years of experience in this industry, and I am a light speaker. I have a mandate. The goal is to transform minds, raise kingdom-aligned leaders through psychological, spiritual, and practical truth. And I do so by being the host of TP Masterclass, whereby we talk about deep transformation and psychology conversations every Saturday, 6 p.m. UK time, live on this YouTube. And I will see you there. So let's get into it. What is psychology? Psychology simply means the study of the human mind, the behavior, and the emotions. Because when you pick up the word logy, it simply means the study of. So every single time you say you want to improve your mindset, your emotions, and your behavior, what you are basically just saying is that you want to study psychology about you. So automatically, the definition of psychology makes you understand that nobody can improve your mindset and your emotions and your behavior for you, but you. So when I come across videos like, here's how I can help you to improve your psychology in 40 minutes, they are not basically just saying they're going to fix your mind. They are saying that they're going to give you an information in 14 minutes that can help you to become aware, to help you regulate, and to help you transform. I'm going to use this video to really go deeper. This is not going to be a video about positive talks or how to stay calm or, mindset quotes. Because psychology is not about how to stay calm. It's about studying the person behind the calm. It's not about getting rid of emotions. It's about understanding why those emotions shows up. Because as a trader, those emotions, whatever emotions it may be, they are always going to show up. Why? Because emotions are perfectly normal. You're a human being. Your emotions are valid. What we don't want is the complex emotions. Yes, you heard me right. There are two types of emotions. We have the basic emotions and we have the complex emotions. The basic emotion are the type of emotions like fear, greed. Those things are perfectly normal. What you don't want in your trading is a complex one. When two or more basic emotions comes together to form maybe rage, that will lead to revenge trading, or frustration that could lead to over trading. You don't want that. So you need to be able to understand that when these type of emotions are showing up in your trading and you say, I want to study psychology, what you're basically saying is I want to understand why those emotions are showing up. So I want you to understand this video you're about to watch, you have some work to do as well. All that you have to do is to sit down, pay attention, listen to the information I'm giving you, and know how you're going to put it into practice so that you can understand your mind, so that you can fix your trading. My goal for today is to make this video so simple that even if a 7-year-old was watching this trading psychology video, they will understand everything. Because my goal is to make sure after you are done watching this video, you can be able to embark on this journey yourself as well. All right, I'm going to do that by using my case study test today. Her name is Joy. Joy is a single mom and Joy wants to be a trader. Joy has 2 kids, so she wants a better life for her children. So Joy comes to me and she goes like, Cliff, I don't know why I keep on sabotaging my trades. I don't know why I am emotional, even when I'm in a trade. Even when I'm about to even enter a trade, I feel these emotions. And she goes like, Cliff, I need help. I said, okay, Joy, tell me, why do you think you are afraid? She goes like, because I don't want to lose the money. I said, I understand, but losses are part of the game. She said, yes, I know. And I said, but why are you afraid? She goes like, because if I lose the money, then it means I may not be able to take care of my kids. And I say, okay, Joy, write my kids down. So she write down my kids. So what I'm trying to let her understand right now is that I wanted to understand where the emotions are coming from. So the emotions, they are coming from her children. It's the same reason that is also sabotaging her trades. Because to her, losing a trade doesn't mean I'm losing just money. To her, I'm also losing my children's future. So what I'm doing right there by talking to Joy and giving her self-assessment, the goal is to be able to let Joy understand that, listen, there are 3 stages in trading psychology. The first one is the self-awareness stage. We're going to talk about these 2 later down the line. The first one is self-awareness. Self-awareness stage is where I make her understand the very reason why those emotions are showing up and how it is very important to name those emotions. Because when you don't name an emotion, it doesn't lose its power. So she needs to understand that the emotions, they are perfectly normal. Everybody feels it. We all get emotional. We are human beings and they are valid. But you need to understand why they are showing up so that you can become emotionally intelligent around those moments. So fear, for example, the one that she's feeling about her money is equal to protection. Every single time you hear somebody say, I'm afraid of anything or something, in there, you will find protection. They want to protect someone, or they want to protect something, or they want to protect themselves. Does that make sense? So Joy, your feelings are valid. You want to protect your children's future. But that feeling is not how you're going to make money in trading. And you need to understand those emotions, they are not facts. But I just want to get her. However, my goal during this first stage is to just only make her become aware of those emotions and naming them by journaling, reflecting on those emotions and why she did what she did. Those days, does that make sense? The goal is to just get her to become self-aware. Now, self-awareness alone is not enough. I need to take her to the second stage. I call that the self-regulation stage. Now, self-regulation stage doesn't mean that she's going to become emotionless. No. She's only going to become aware of what is happening, those emotions, and how to stabilize those emotions. In other words, to regulate those emotions that moment. Let me give you an example. Imagine somebody goes to the hospital and they go like, doctor, I am bleeding. The doctor is going to be like, what happened? Okay, I did cut my hand and so on and so forth. So the doctor check it out and say, okay, cool. I can see that. Well, not cool, but I can see that. We're going to stabilize this bleeding. It doesn't mean that that cut may not happen again, but for the meantime, the patient needs stabilization. That is what self-regulation is all about. That I've brought her to self-regulation stage. I'm going to let her keep the emotions she has become aware of in her journal, in her mind, and say, listen, Joy, every single time this emotion shows up again, you don't have to suppress it. You just need to name it because you have become aware of it. You go like, hey, I know that I am afraid because I don't want to lose my children's money. But the fear doesn't determine the outcome of the trade. Therefore, I need to be logical to make the right decision. How do you do that? She needs some regulation tools like 478 breathing technique. And I'm not talking about namaste. No. I'm talking about 478 breathing technique by taking oxygen into your brain. Okay? So breathing 4 seconds and you hold it for 7 seconds. Then after you hold it for 7 seconds, you breathe out 8 seconds. Right? Why she keep on doing that? She's regulating, all right, her mind. She's basically taking oxygen into her brain to reactivate her logical reasoning part. That is number one. Another tool can be counting numbers backwards, like let's say 100 backwards. So 99, 98, 97, 96, 95, 94, and so on and so forth. Why is counting numbers backwards even important? Why? How is it going to even do anything to the trader? Well, let me explain. You see, subconsciously, your brain is structured in a way that you can count numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 without even thinking because you have done it for so long. Well, at least if you went to primary school or whatever, you started counting numbers so easily. So now subconsciously, your brain can count numbers without you even thinking about it. But when you start counting backwards, which is not the normal way we count numbers, you will need to put in an effort. That means you will need to reactivate your logical reasoning. And why are we reactivating your logical reasoning? What happened to it? Well, let me explain. You see, during the times where Joy was afraid, there is something in your brain called the amygdala. Every single time there is danger, your amygdala will sound the alarm. Now, every single time the alarm goes off, your logical reasoning, which is your prefrontal cortex, it gets shut down. That is why you will cut winners early, hold on to losses, and you'll be saying, why do I keep on doing this? It's because at the end of the day, that moment you're not being logical. So what we want to do during the self-regulation stage is to always make sure that we are intentionally reactivating your logical reasoning so that you can look at that trade and go like, you know what? Even though I am afraid, I will still hold on to it. Why? Because this trade is a good trade. I am afraid, that I may lose the money, and yes, I may lose it because it is a bad trade, or in other words, the analysis is no more valid, so let me cut it by being logical. So we don't want Joy to make any decision anymore without being logical. So the goal is to make sure we bring her to the self-regulation stage, to make sure anytime this emotion shows up, she names it, and then she reacts differently than what she would have previously done by using these self-regulation tools, some of these tools, whether the 4-7-8 breathing technique, whether counting backwards, or sometimes I also tell people you can use a rubber band. All right, a rubber band. And anytime that this emotion shows up, you name it, and then you basically strip it off your hand. And then as soon as it hits your hand, it will activate the prefrontal cortex back again because the pain sensation will let you know there is pain, right? Or you can self-talk. These emotions are not real. So the more you keep on talking to yourself, the more that your logical reasoning start activating again. So all that we want to do at the self-regulation stage is to reactivate her prefrontal cortex again so that she can make logical decisions. Now I'm going to let Joy understand the last stage. Now, in order for Joy to understand the third stage, which I call the self-transformation stage, she needs to be able to understand that during the self-transformation stage, she needs to have better systems. She needs to have better habits. She needs to have better identity. You see, her fear is coming from the fact that she's a single mom and she's trying to take care of her children. So there is the fear of what if it doesn't go well? What if I'm not able to take care of them? And so on and so forth. So already her identity as a person is around, I'm a single mom. We are struggling. I need to find a way out. So we'll talk about identity later on. But better systems. Better system meaning that, okay, right now I understand that these emotions are valid. I know that emotions will keep on showing up, but at the end of the day, I need to be able to act differently anytime these emotions show up. You cannot do that when your systems are poor. Systems like what? Before you trade and after trading. All right. How do you manage you? How is she going to manage her? Because I always tell people there are 3 types of management in this industry. We have what we call the capital management. We have the risk management, and we have the you management. Now, the you management is the most important thing to me. When traders comes to me with this kind of problems, you need to be able to have systems that can manage you, because without systems, you cannot trust you, because you will always sabotage you because you're a human being. So you need to have better systems and better habits. But in order for Joy to be able to do all of this, she needs to understand that what she is doing now is that she is going beyond an abstract concept. Now, Joy is going beyond an abstract concept. Now she's putting in some action here, whereby she's regulating her emotions. She's not acting like the way she used to act anymore. And the more she keeps on repeating, eventually the way the brain is designed, anything that you keep on repeating over and over again starts to become a habit. Now, this part is very important when it comes to the self-transformation stage, because these habits have to be able to become strong enough to become her behavior so that it can become her identity. Because we want to move her from being consciously competent to unconsciously competent. The only way to do that is for these systems to become her identity, meaning she's no more trying to be disciplined. She has become disciplined. She is no more being emotionally intelligent. She is emotionally intelligent. Identity is forming. So the way to do that is for Joy to do what she's doing. Every single thing that she has learned on how to control her emotions, control her behavior, control her mindset, what she's doing right, whether through self-talk, breathing technique, every single thing, she's now understand the way. The more I'm doing it repeatedly is forming a habit. So the day she doesn't do it anymore after it has become her behavior, she will feel weird. She'll be like, wait, what? Today I didn't even self-talk. I didn't even command my morning. I didn't declare. She's going to start feeling weird because now it's no more about what she wants to do because she's afraid of losing. It has become part of her. So this is why I need to remind Joy that, listen, there is nothing like you were a bad person or this or that is the way you are wired. All right. When you came to me, there was a way you were wired. You are afraid of the what ifs and so on and so forth. So it's perfectly normal. But now you have been doing everything I'm telling you. But just like the hospital example I gave, you went to the hospital, they saw your bleeding, they stabilized the bleeding. In order for that cut not to happen again, we need to understand what happened so that we can change that behavior. That's what we're doing now. So self-awareness is not going to change her. Self-regulation is only going to stabilize her. What is actually going to make her become the person she wants to become is when she allows herself to go through the transformation. And it's not easy, especially when we are moving from habit to behavior. then to an identity. So this is the stage where I will let Joy understand that this is a journey. It is not a 1 day thing. It's not a 1 week thing. It's not a 2 weeks thing. It's a journey. Now, I want you to listen to me carefully, because this is where everything starts to make sense for you. Whatever that you're going through right now, whatever kind of psychological pitfalls that is sabotaging your trades currently right now, I want you to listen to me. Trading psychology is not something that you watch. It's not something that you see. It's something you do. Something you do. Something you do. You have to go beyond an abstract concept. You see, a lot of people don't understand that if you want to become aware of the emotions and why they are showing up so that you can become emotionally intelligent, you need to write down and name those emotions. You need to journal those emotions. You need to journal those behaviors so that you can understand the patterns. Now, after you have realized those patterns, you need to understand they are still going to show up. They are not going to go away in a day just because you realize you are emotional, just because you realize you have been sabotaging your trades. No, you are going to realize those emotions, those behaviors, and you're going to start regulating them, meaning that you're going to have to do something now to make sure those damages don't keep on happening the way they were happening. But they are still going to show up. Why? Because they are buried within your identity. That is who you are. The current version of you right now is everything opposite to who a trader is meant to be. So you are about to recondition and rewire your mind. So you need to understand it's not going to be a day thing. It's not going to be an hour thing. You are going to consistently have to embark on this journey to study who you are, to become aware of yourself, to start stabilizing it, regulating it, and doing it repeatedly so that eventually those routines and those habits can turn into your behavior, and then your behavior into your identity. Then we can say that you have become aware of yourself. That is helping you to become the trader you have to become. Every single person that is getting consistent results in any field in this world, that person understands the things that can take those results away from them. The minute you understand that, the next thing to do is to be able to find a system that manages you so that you don't sabotage those results. Then while managing you, you need to keep on building those habits to make sure that it becomes part of your identity. So trading psychology is the study of your mind, your behavior, and then your emotions. If you are a trader, then it's a study of your mind, your emotions, and your behavior when you are trading. So if this is true, then it's very simple. The minute you understand why those emotions are showing up, why those behavior keeps on happening, it may come from your old identity, it may come from your old behavior, it may come from your old wiring, but that is okay. It's perfectly normal. We can rewire because the brain has the ability to do so. And that is what I'm showing you here. So all that you have to do first is self-awareness. Let's start from there first. Sit down and write down why these things keep on showing up. And after you have been able to understand that, there are several ways you can start stabilizing it, regulating it. And then eventually by doing it repeatedly, by following the right habits and the right behavior showing up, eventually your identity that will take you to the unconscious competence will show up.